is a stunning piece of wood. I would have never thought in a million years that that would have ended up coming out. Don't even see it very well because it's so shiny, the light's reflecting off of it. But I took that bit. So this is the project. I'm calling it my prehistoric bowl, as you can see from the title. The reason being is because it's old, chunky and rough around the edges, just like me. So, sticky and horrible. So yeah, yeah, nothing else to say really. It's failed. No good. So I'll see you guys next week. Fresh new project, one that works. And take care. Speak to you soon, and bye for now. Good afternoon all, hope you're all well. I'm not prepared, I'm getting all excited. First live of the, or second live of the year. Hello and welcome to our Sunday lunchtime live. The first one of 2023. So everybody is welcome, hope you are all well, and I hope everybody had an amazing Christmas. And a Happy New Year to each and every one of you who wasn't in on Friday, who I wish Happy New Year to. So hope 2023 brings you something amazing and successful and good health and all the other stuff to go with it. So, first hashtag of the year. We're going to try and do something a little bit more technical this year. We broke you in last year with some easy stuff, so we're going to try and break you in a little bit more technical. This month is something quite easy. So, just to break you in nice and gentle for the 2023 hashtag year. So, what we're going to do, we are going to do just a natural bowl. So if you want to do natural edge, that's fine, but a natural bowl. So no texture, no colouring, no nothing, just a natural bowl. Can be as big or as small as you require or you would like to do. And as always, it's down to your interpretation. So if you don't want to make it round, you can make it whatever shape you want, whether it's slightly dish shape or whatever, it's totally up to you, but it's got to be a natural bowl. So no colouring, no texturing, no nothing, just a natural bowl. So with that, echo. They're saying it's an echo. Why have we got an echo?
Echo.
Why have we got an echo? Let's have a look. I know why, because we got that turned on. That should be better. Right, that should be better. So, like I say, it's just a natural bowl. I have got a piece of holly on the lathe that Barry from Barry's Wood Creations gave me quite a while ago. What I did is see, me airworm's not watching the screen because if not, she'd have seen.
No, because I'm at the top of it. Stop now.
Stop. Stop. So I've got a piece of holly here. It's about 170 mil wide, so I've cut it 170 by 170, and then we're going to round it off, and we're going to take the bark off of this because it's actually quite well secured on now, but how it comes off when we turn it, we don't know. So if it comes loose, we will remove the bark and go from there. So, excuse me. With that, I'll get over to the lathe and make a start. And Nick, I welcome you all in.
No, I don't want to.
I don't want to now. I don't want to now. Yeah. What again?
Soon them divorce papers come through, the better. Right. Get sorted. Good afternoon to Woodturning by Colin, Michelle. Now, which one is it? Owlsby, isn't it? Ousby. I was never going to get it right. Chris Dodds, Door 60's on as well. Paul Heighton. William Kenny. Ward Wilson. Susie Swiss Woodturner.
Bed bars are sticky.
Robert Bortwood, Norman Greenwell, Steve Hale, Barry Chitty, Amy's on, Michael McEwen, Kev at 9K Creations,
Kev, how you doing?
Barry's Wood Creations,
Barry.
Sid's Repurposing, Steve Fleming, Mike Hugh Ilminster, Terry Bartlett's on as well, Copper Hour Woodturning, Brian at Hartwood,
Ryan, how are you?
Dr. Bob,
Hi, Dr. Bob.
Mark Pritchard, Matthew Lawrence,
Hi, Matthew, how you doing, mate?
Yorkshire Gitson,
Glenn.
David J. Heath, the Guildford Carpenter, Finsborough Abrasives is on,
Rob.
Paul Finley Woodturn at home, Timothy Wilkins.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the channel.
You ain't been on for a while.
No, we haven't. This is our first live for about, it's got to be 5 or 6 weeks.
Gentleman Woodturner's on.
Right, Mark. She wouldn't let me come on. Right, just remove them loose bits of
Took
bark.
ages to sort out the divorce papers.
You couldn't afford to divorce me, love.
Right, Brian said the echo's back on Steve's mic and lots of background noise.
Right.
And Susie said that bark looks like it's going to fly off.
Why has the stream sound coming in
Doug
there?
Miller at Woodspun Around's on as well.
Right, that should be gone now. Hopefully, I don't know why the stream sound was.
Like I say, if I missed anyone, just put your name, comment in again, and I'll give you a shout out.
Right, is it gone now? Is it back? Gone what?
Is it just Steve echoing or?
I don't know why the stream sound keep coming. The audio we use on a Friday night keeps popping on for some reason.
Popping.
Popping on. Anyway, we'll carry on. If it comes back, then let us know. Right, so I've just broken off some of the loose bark on there, and I'm going to be using a 1/2 inch bowl gouge just to round this off, and then we'll go down to the 3/8 bowl gouge. So as always, when you're using a piece of wood what's eccentric or out of shape or set out of balance what's going to affect your machine, or a large piece of wood, turn your lathe right down, stand to one side and turn it on. This is being held on by a face plate which has got 4 8x-inch screws holding it in place, so it should be nice and secure, but we're still going to stand to one side and start the lathe up.
Woodwork Learner and Moiby Woodshed's on as well.
Good afternoon. So I'm just gradually going to increase this so we get a bit of right, so saying I'm on camera mic rather than, no, I'm definitely on Jabra. Nick's on her Jabra, I'm on my Jabra, so let's just deactivate all the other cameras and then we'll save that
Crystal
on.
said sounds like you're in a stadium. Mark said, I think that's what you read, didn't you? What Mark said.
Yeah, so I'm just going to deactivate all the other cameras and we'll...
Alex of Wooden Things is on.
Alex, how are you? Right. So everything else other than the 2 Jabras is disabled, so there should be no other microphones picking anything up. So there shouldn't be
Brian
nothing
said
else.
they can hear the motor running on the lathe.
I don't know
Probably
why.
something to do with the camera. Can you hear that over, Steve, or alongside?
Right, so Wizard Colin's there saying it's working. Can you still hear the lathe now, or is it alright? Now even. Right, so hopefully, well, like I say. Right, so half-inch bowl gouge, just gentle passes, getting this round. What the hell's going on with audio?
You read what the comments said?
Yeah. I'm using a Jabra headset, so I don't understand. There's no... There's no over audio going, so I don't understand how that could be.
You haven't got the sound up on the camera where you...
There's no camera, there's no other...
recording yesterday.
There's no other cameras activated. There's nothing activated. There's all the other cameras on all the webcams and camcorders are all deactivated. So I don't understand where the sound's coming from. Right, let's try that one. Try that. Has that disappeared now? Good afternoon, Joe. How are you? Right, let's try that one. I've just changed the default mic on the computer. See if that makes any difference.
Was it all right Friday?
Yeah, it seemed to be. I don't know why it's changed. Nothing. I've not changed nothing.
Right.
No, I haven't. No, you was already on it. Just turned your mic on. That's all I've done. Try that. Is that any better?
What people saying no.
No. Can you hear the noise in the background from Nicola? Is that what you can hear?
I'm not doing nothing. I only just wrestled it.
Yeah, I know, but if they can, that might be what they can hear. So.
Just go for it.
Yeah, I'm just going to go for it. I think this one, I'll play with it later. Right.
Sorry, you don't need to hear him anyways. Turn the sound down.
Yeah, turns out. What's that like? Has it disappeared now? Just my voice echoing. Don't know what it is. Ain't got a clue. Haven't
Oh,
got a
well,
clue.
don't worry about it. Just get on with it.
No, but it's frustrating. I just don't understand what camera it can be, because I don't know.
Technology, eh?
I just don't understand, because it's on Jabra headset. That's all it can be on.
Mark said about noise cancelling. Don't seem to be working. We've got the filters on.
Everything's on. Everything's on. The only things I've got turned on is a Jabra 2 headset and a Jabra my headset. That's the only things that are on. Everything else is disabled. So what it is, I don't know. Just have to.
Keep it subtitles on.
Yeah.
Brian said try switching your headset off for a bit.
Am I that bad? Am I, Brian? The donor's tones.
Steve Hale said his is alright. Ward said his is alright. Yorkshire Git said sorted. They weren't just working now.
Oh, don't know what it was then. Ain't got a clue what it was then.
So Mark Pritchard's got to go because he's got to go measure up, see if he can get a shipping container next to workshop. Got to convince the wife yet. Oh, but you don't need to convince her. Thank you for coming over.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, Mark said it's working. Brian said it is. Kev said real cracked at Steve. Alex, that's better. Chrissy H is on, so sounds good now.
Thank you. I don't know what it was then. Ain't got a clue what it was then. Hey-o.
Brent Beecroft is on.
Hi, Brent. How you doing?
Oh, wrong bit, Nick. Woodwork Learner, and he just popped on to say hi, and he's got to go.
See you later, mate.
We've got Lucy Bundy Rowe on.
Hi, Lucy. How are you?
Anna Graham Brown.
Hi, Graham.
Graham Brown. Graham Brown.
So we're just going to get this round. The only thing I did was I turned off the system digital sound system, the digital analyzer. That's all I did. But obviously it was interfering with something. But there you go. It's there. We've got it.
Could have been what you was messing about with earlier.
I wasn't messing about with anything earlier.
She was. Whereabouts are you, Lucy? It's quite nice here, isn't it? It's dry at least.
So that's the main thing. It's dry. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. Just going to turn on my filter just so it purifies a little bit. Get rid of a bit of dust. Right, so we're round, nearly. So we can start getting some shape now. Take one more pass off there to get that round.
I'm doing carrots at the moment, Susie. I've done Pete put good morning all. Good morning, Nikki. Sorry, I'm late. I had to go take my clothes off for a photo shoot. That's not a nice thought.
That's frightening.
Oh, she's in Suffolk. Oh no, we came back from Suffolk. So we've got carrots and broccoli, the usual. Cabbage for the bunnies. Carrots.
We could have cabbage for a change.
You can have a bit of cabbage. I've got to do it all for the rabbits, have I?
I want to cook though.
No, you know, all like the rabbits do.
Oh, I got a blooming crack in there.
Colin noticed that. He said, nasty crack. Brian put not sure x-rays counts as photo shoot. So Lucy said her mother-in-law lives in North Suffolk. It's not too far. Suffolk's sort of the next county on from us, isn't it?
Yep. Well, it depends which way you go. We're quite close.
Don't start.
We are quite close to
Lincolnshire. Suffolk.
Cambridge. We're on the Cambridgeshire-Lincolnshire border.
Glenn.
What else he put?
No, feed the cabbage to the bunnies, then eat the bunnies. Casey won't like you.
So we just, I turned this camera off. I'll just turn that camera back on. Just so I thought it was that camera, but. So I think I'm going to put a little bit of a tenon on the bottom of that. Do I put a bit of tenon on there? Lives outside Lowestoft. Lowestoft is about an hour and a half from us. Do I put a tenon on there? Yeah, I'm going to put a tenon on there. So we're going to flatten it off a little bit. Change camera. Can't see what camera on because I've got another page up. There we go. So just to take the bottom of this off. Put a mark on the center. And then we will just mark where our tenon is going to be, which is around about 42 millimeters, I think, something like that. So there. So we're just going to get the 3/8 bowl gouge, cut our tenon on there. To make the tenon around about 4 to 5 mil long. So I'll get a small spindle gouge, just put a little bit of a taper on there, so it's got a little bit of a taper going in, just so our, hasn't got to be a massive one, just so our jaws hold it a little bit better, a little bit more secure. As you can see, it's not a huge taper on it. So now we can finish off getting our shape on our bowl. So we're going to go over to the 3/8 bowl gouge now and just get our final shape.
Lucy's having beef stew and dumplings for tea.
Oh, Lucy, what time? I'll be there. So we're just going to shape this.
My youngest don't like things like that. Everything has to be cooked separate. So if I do that, I have to make sure I've got her something else in. She requested chicken today. We had pork last weekend and she was disgusted.
Just going to go back to the 1/2 inch gouge just so we can get a bit better feed on that. So have a look at that. Gonna have to address that crack, I think, before we go too far. There's one there, and there's one there. So let's address those before we get too far. So we're just going to spray a little bit of sand and sealer on there, just so that don't stick too much to the timber around it.
Lucy said about 6 o'clock. If you leave now, you should make it in time.
So what we're going to do first, we're going to run a little bit of thin down to start with, and then we're going to put some medium over the top. So a little bit of thin just to run it down the crack.
Pete's put, hooray, I can have vegetables again. But I had to make them without Nikki's guidance.
So I see from Facebook and YouTube that a lot of people are actually installing these diesel heaters for their workshops, which is nice to see that people are actually thinking they're that good. They're doing a good job. I personally, if I'd have known how well they worked, I would have installed one years ago in the workshop. Right, so that's that one. Let's just put a little bit on this one. Oops, that's a bit wet, Stephen. So by putting the thin in first, that run right down the crack, and seal lower in that where we're going to be turning out later. And then we'll put a bit of medium over the top just to basically fill the hole. So we could put a little bit of brown in there.
Roy's the boys on.
Hi Roy, how you doing? Could put a little bit of brown in there, but I'm just going to put clear, because that's only a practice piece. So just got to give that chance to dry properly. So for everybody who came on Friday evening, hope you enjoyed Les being on. Oh, quickly as well, that's Les's birthday today, so happy birthday, Les Fawn. Hope you have a good day.
Roy said his heat is nice and toasty. Rex B's on. Hello. Happy Sunday, everyone.
Hi, Rex. They are good, Roy. I think they're good anyway. Alright, so just let that cure a little bit. Have a spray of activator, let that dry off before we get it spin up. If you spin it up too early, as you turn it, it will, as you cut through the top, it'll just chuck super glue everywhere, so you need to give it a chance to dry off. Just kind of swig of my drink while we're waiting. Always been editing. So we're just going to spin it up and move to one side so we don't get covered in super glue. Yeah, it's still coming out. They got it all over my hand, all over the tool post.
Rex has got a question. Is there a wood glue that dries almost as fast as CA glue?
No, I haven't known a wood glue to dry, any wood glue to dry as quick as CA glue. You can use wood glue and CA glue together. What we do is, if we're gluing something that needs to be a strong bond but you want to hold in place, you put your wood glue around it or within the middle of it, No, around the outside and in the middle, and then just put a couple of dots of super glue on it just to hold it in place until the wood glue dries. We do that sometimes depending on what it is. Right, so just gently pass this over just to get rid of this super glue.
Right, let's have a look.
So it's still.
Wesley Hannah said, being as I was a few minutes late, did I miss the hashtag week announcement, or is that what Steve's telling now? And I just need to shut up and watch.
It's hashtag. Oh, hashtag super glue. I was going to say hashtag super glue weekend. It's hashtag. I've got super glue on my blooming glasses now. God's sake.
Right, Len's handcrafted wood signs is on.
Hi Len, how are you? Right, it's hashtag natural bowl. So it's a bowl, whatever shape, whatever style you want to make, but it's natural. It's no colouring, no colouring on it, no texturing, no nothing. Just a natural finished bowl. If you wanted a natural edge bowl, that's fine.
Lucy's now tucking into a bacon sarnie. We had one yesterday, didn't we, for dinner?
We did. Can't remember last time we had a bacon sandwich.
No. Last time you done a demo. Not a demo, yeah. A lesson.
Right, so just some nice little shear cuts just to finish that off.
Roy said he had a bacon and egg sarnie.
Oh, good man, good man.
That's what
All
we
right.
had yesterday, bacon and egg.
Get that sanded up now, so we're going to start that. It's a few little grooves in that. Going to start that from 80 grit. Normally go from 120, but we'll go from 80 today. Get the house brick out. So extraction on. So we're not going to worry too much about the bottom because we're going to, if we get a chance, we're going to flip that and take that tenon off the bottom. So we're just going to concern ourselves with the sides at the moment. And what we're using the 80 grit for is just to remove any tool marks we may have or any tear out we may have. And then the other grits are only designed to remove the marks from the previous sandpaper. Rob's getting excited now. This is his favourite part.
Brian had eggs on toast for his lunch and porridge for his breakfast. Goodness me, Brian, you're pop. Mind you, I weren't up for breakfast. Pete had Stilton on toast for breakfast. Terry said, Bartlett, hot animal bone glue is almost instant. Think you can still get it in. Oh, wait a minute, it's gone back. It's gone up now. In bead. Lost it now. Andy the Stumpy Lover, Bundy Rose on.
Hi, Andy. Stumpy lover. Is that because you're not very tall, or for another reason?
Oh, Pete's on tomorrow because
Terry's on
Terry's
holiday
going
again.
to Panto.
Oh no, he's not. Right.
Right, so where was I? Oh, Terry, think you can still get it in bead form to melt yourself? Glyn had Uncle Ben's Mexican rice with sweet chili sauce.
What, for his breakfast?
For his dinner.
I was going to say.
Jennifer's Craft Creations is on.
Hi, Jennifer, how are you?
Vince Kerrigan's on as well.
Hi, Vince, how you doing?
He said, are you making a Christmas pudding?
It looks like it, doesn't it? So don't be frightened to stop and check in between sanding, because you don't want to sand up to about 4 grits and then realise you've got marks in it and then got to go all the way back again. So
Brian put, and I'm going out for dinner to a restaurant this evening.
restaurant.
Well, they're letting you in now then, are they?
Yeah. His banner's up. So we're going to take this up to 240 grit.
Boy, it's a Christmas pud bowl.
Can't hear you.
Roy said it's a Christmas pud bowl.
It is. It's one of those Tupperware ones. Right. That's up to 240 grit. So turn the extraction off, get some sand and sealer. My New Year's resolution is to look after my lathe a little bit better, because I actually spent a day cleaning it. Hence you can see on this camera how clean it is here, because it was black all round there where I'd been spraying and this, that and the other on it. So my New Year's resolution is to actually take a little bit more care of it. So hence put a board down when I'm sanding and sealing, and when I'm spraying cover it. So hopefully I don't have to spend a whole day cleaning it again. So going to give us a nice coat of sand and sealer, ready for our polishing. Just going to put a wax over it, but before we do that, we're going to give it a coat of Yorkshire grit, so it sands it up to a nice smooth 1000 grit. So we're going to let that dry off a little bit. Then we're going to just denib it and burnish it. And then we're just going to denib it. We're going to get a clean tissue and just burnish it a little bit. Whoops, without shooting down the extractor. What we're going to do now is just give that another coat.
So Pete's going out celebrating because Matthew's 30.
No, Brian is.
Celebration dinner for Matthew, who's now a 30-something. Don't know if I said him before. Roger Kent's on.
Roger.
Roy said, what did you clean your lathe with?
Cellulose thinners, Roy. That's powder coated, so the cellulose don't eat into it. Right, so it's dry. We're just going to give it another D-nib.
Glyn said, I know the bloke who invented that, you know.
What, cellulose thinners?
That's probably ages ago because I was looking at something else. Pete said, has that bloke what invented that made a coffee for Joe yet? Glyn said, yes, he has, Pete. Rex said, what did you use to get the difficult, hard stuff off the lathe, and what did you use to make it easier to take it off next time?
I use cellulose thinners to clean it all. And I haven't put anything over the top of it to protect it. But what
Apart from a blankie to keep it nice and warm.
What I do is if I'm spraying, I put a old towel over it. So hopefully that'll
And then gives it a blankie at night.
I don't need to.
Gives it a kiss.
I don't need to because it's got heating.
And then he comes in every morning and gives it a little kiss goodbye when he goes to work.
And a little hug. See you later, baby. Love ya.
Hey, Terry's on.
Hi, Terry.
He's eating his lunch. What are you having, Terry?
Roast, I bet. Right, so I'm going to put my finish over the top of that. So I'm going to be using Hampshire Sheen High Gloss Wax. And speaking of Hampshire Sheen, I hope you guys have been over and had a look at Martin's new Hampshire Sheen website with all his 2-minute tutorials on. Really loads of information within a short period of time. And there should be no excuse now why nobody should not be able to get a good finish with the Hampshire Sheen range.
Rex B said cellulose what?
Thinners. Cellulose thinners. I don't think you can get it over in the States.
Not thinner. It's thinners, not thinners. Thinners. It begins with a not a f.
Still thinners. However you pronounce it, still thinners.
Pete said, is it an old towel or do you use Nikki's when she's not looking?
No, it's an old towel.
Terry's eating steak pie and mash.
Ooh, nice. Right, so that's our first coat. We're going to put 2 coats over this.
Colin said the website's awesome.
It is very good. I love it. It's brilliant.
Dr. Bob's asked, is that time of year again? What is your New Year's resolution? Steve's is to look after his lathe, not his wife, his lathe.
Got to look after what's good to you.
Roy said, could you put machine wax over the paintwork to protect the lathe?
I think Dustin must have get stuck to it eventually, Roy. Personally. Right, so final buff, just a light touch. Don't need to put no pressure on it.
And Andy Stumpy Lover said, had a look yesterday and the New Hampshire Sheen website, at the New Hampshire Sheen website, and it's very informative.
It is. Great website. Shame more manufacturers don't do it. Right, so gently buff that up.
Doug said they call it lacquer thinner.
Ah, right. So a nice generous coat on the outside, just give it that sheen, as you can see. Not a massive shine, but just a little bit of a sheen. So we're going to flip that now. And get the inside hollowed. So we'll now see if our tenon's big enough. Oh no, tenon's too small. No, I'm joking.
Pete said he uses lubricating wax on the lathe. Think it would work on the headstock too.
It's clean. It's close. Any smaller that wouldn't have fitted. Right. So take these screws out.
Len said sneak into the kitchen and get some plastic wrap to cover your lathe. Andy Stumpy Lover's got a question. He said, where did you get your holographic lacquer?
Holographic lacquer came from Grafton Paints, I think it was. But I believe Hobbycraft do it as well. So, right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to face this off. And then we're going to start slowly digging that in. Or taking the middle out. So we don't want to be too aggressive at this point because we're only relying on that little tenon to hold it all together. Right, so what I'm going to do before I go any further, I'm going to sharpen this gouge up. So we've got a nice sharp gouge. And then we can make, hopefully we won't have to push so hard on it. So.
I'm just going to have to go take these veggies in. Oh.
Right, she's gone. We can talk about her now. Right, so just not a nice sharp gouge. So we're just going to start taking some of this out of the middle here. I'm using a 1/2 inch gouge to start with, and then we'll go down to the smaller gouge when we've made a bit of progress. So I don't want to be too aggressive with it because we're only relying on that little tiny tenon. If the grain's not strong, then it may snap the tenon off the end. Move that tool post down just a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn that out a little bit so I can just get to it a little bit easier. And then we'll move you out a little bit further. See if you can move that camera around just a little bit.
Terry reckon that's a bit of ash, but you said it's holly, didn't you?
Yeah, it's a piece of holly.
Terry said lunch is over. He can type now. Brian with the wires on said good afternoon, everybody. Did I miss something there, or did Steve go straight from denibbing and sanding sealer to applying wax?
No, Yorkshire gritted at first, mate. Coat of Yorkshire grit. Oh, did I? No, I didn't put Yorkshire grit on it. No, I apologise. No, I didn't put Yorkshire grit on. But I will do the inside. I apologise. I did not use Yorkshire grit.
Naughty boy. Glyn said you're sacked.
You can't do. You ain't got that. You ain't got that authority no more, Glenn. Sorry.
Brent said, shame on you, Steve.
I totally forgot.
He said your message easy would.
So I've just swapped over to the Robert Sorby half-inch bowl gouge. The reason being, it's got a shorter handle on it. The other one was rubbing on the bed bars, so I doubt you can see in there now. So let's put this other camera on and see if you can see him with this other camera. So it's still got quite a bit in the bottom over there. So. We're just going to move that tool post around a little bit so we can get in a little bit further. As much support as we can get, the better. So what I'm doing is I'm going in that way. I'm actually looking down this side here to try and follow the shape of my bowl, because we don't want to, obviously, the inside should never be bigger than the outside because it doesn't work very well that way.
Where are my roof tubes on?
Hi Ruth, how are you?
Who's going to sing when you put the Yorkshire grit on, Steve? He's going to sing it himself.
So just check the depth of that.
Barry's Wood Creation said, such a good finish of the gouge, didn't need Yorkshire grit.
So we've got about 3/4 of an inch at the bottom to go yet. I'm just wondering whether I should treat these cracked before I go too thin, just in case it explodes.
Ruth said, Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year, Ruth. So let's just treat these cracks. Before it explodes. We don't want it to explode in our face, that's for sure.
Roy's got a question. What size and angle cut is that Sorby gouge, Steve?
It's a 1/2 inch gouge and it's 45/45. All my gouges are 45/45.
Terry's convinced it's ash.
Well, you can have that out with Barry. Barry gave it to me and he told me that was holly because I writ holly on it when I was with him. So
Just seen Martin Boyd's on.
I'm on.
He's just back from walking the dogs.
Right, so what we're going to do quickly, I'm just going to put that on overhead.
Pete said if anyone is using Yorkshire grit, just message Jo and she'll sing it for you. Glyn loves it when I do that.
Yeah, Glenn loves it. Just refocus that.
Ah, Benjamin's on.
Hi Ben, how you doing? So I'm just going to try and repair this crack, hence why I've put it this way, because it was running down. It's now dripping over my thumb. So obviously there's a hole still in there somewhere. Good job that's waxed, that'll wipe off. So let's get a bit of medium on there. And I got super glue all over my thumb.
Don't pick your nose, will you?
Yeah.
Philip J's on.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the channel. We're just gonna.
Ryan said looks like Ash as well.
Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna.
I said you side with him.
I don't know. I just don't know.
So Philip J said, dumb question, but what exactly does 45-45 mean?
Right. So you've got two angles on a gouge. You have. Can we see on that camera? Yeah. So you got. Actually, let's put it on this
They
camera.
pick him on you, babe.
I don't care.
They've got a conspiracy against you now.
Right. So you got two angles on a gouge. You've got this angle and this angle. So 45 means there's 45 degrees on that angle and there's 45 degrees on that angle. That's what 45 means. Some people have a more of a acute angle here, so when you turn into a deep bowl, you don't bang the heel of the tool, so you don't get chatter. So if you wanted a more aggressive curve in your bowl, then you can get that. Hence why on the Simon Hope you can have two different grinds. This is a 60-degree traditional grind, which gives you can get more of an acute angle or more of a steep angle because you're not going to bang the heel on the bottom of the piece. Where if you with that you're going to, if you try and get a tight turn, you're going to bang on the heel of your piece there. So hence why a lot of people have two grinds like that one, so you can get tight into the bottom here, because as you get in deeper, the gouge will bang onto the piece of wood and you'll get chattering and you won't get a very nice cut. Where with the 45 you can't get if you get a nice gradual curve, that's fine, but with a tight curve like that, you're going to need a tighter grind. But there's loads of information if you Google it online on gouge settings. There's loads of information online about how to set your gouges up.
So Doug Miller's got a go. He'll say to catch it later. Looks great, Steve.
See you later, Doug. Thanks for coming over.
Pete said think it's Ash too. Mark said it doesn't look plain enough to be Holly. Ash would be my guess. Terry, do you have any? Oh no, he's talking to Terry Bart. But
where did I put the bin one down? Yeah, just.
Pete, can you put Brian's link in? Brian with a Y. Roy said he thinks he needs to set up some permanent cameras for videoing.
Yeah, I think you should, Roy.
William Kenny said if it's Ash, it has. If it's Holly, it has Ash Bark on it.
Well, I can only go with what I was given it. Who I was given it by. And
Terry said Holly has a lighter grain and all the same colour usually. Philip said thanks a lot. Roy said he's just used Ash and it looks the same.
Well, it might be Ash then. You guys should know by now what I'm like with wood, but that's what I had written up when I took it out of the rack this morning.
Oh yeah, Barry, you backtrack now. He said, Steve must admit it looks like Ash, but I did give you some Holly as well. Roy said I thought the Simon Hope had the 45 standard.
Yeah, the 45 is standard on the Simon Hope, but they only come honed, they don't come sharpened. So whenever you buy new gouges, you really should sharpen them up properly.
Kev said, nice recovery, Barry. Robert Bortwood said, don't think that looks like light enough for Holly.
Okay. Today I'll be turning a piece of ash.
So Pete said, does that mean that Steve does not know his ash from his holly?
Yeah. Everybody should know by now. There's no point asking me what wood it is because I ain't got a blooming clue.
Brian's
Right.
Heartwood has put in Brian with a wise link because people were saying they couldn't find it on TubeTube. Joe said she really likes it.
See, that's the thing, innit? It don't really matter what wood it is as long as everybody likes it.
Roy said he was sure you said 60 was the standard.
60 degree is a traditional English grind, which comes, the Simon Hopes come with 60 degree on one end and 45 on the other end. 60 degree is the English standard grind. 45 is the standard finger grind. But a lot of people change them to like 50 degrees because they want that tighter curve in the bottom. Just check the depth of that. We don't want to be going through the bottom. Got super glue all over my hands now.
Brian Hartwood's put his link in for tomorrow evening. What time's that, Brian? Woodworm Paul's on. Sorry,
Paul.
please apologise for being late.
Yeah, never late, mate. Right, so we're just gonna. Am I on the right camera? No, I want to be on this camera. Right, so we're just gonna take a bit more out of the wall of this, make it a little bit thinner.
Brian's on 7 tomorrow.
Just check our wall thickness. So we keep it equal even. So we're just gonna do a couple more passes to get that a little bit thinner. Give that a little bit of a sharp, I think, so we can get a nice final cut on there. Always nice to have a nice gouge for our last cut. So nice sharp gouge. Do, 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 do.
Don't have to sing.
Sorry. Make sure when you get that a little bit of overhang, you get a little bit of chatter on that bottom of that gouge.
Or you said that's the noise he was telling you about.
The chattering, yeah, that's where you go. Tools overhanging quite a bit.
Alf key is on.
Right, Alf, how you doing? Right, so we've got fairly equal all the way through there. So what I'm just going to do, just going to run a scraper down there, I think, just to try and clean up a little bit. So I'm going to use the negative rake scraper. Just bring our tool rest up a little bit. So we've got, because we're using a scraper now, which is obviously a lot thinner. So I'll get a little bit of tear out of this, but just a little bit there. It's a little bit of a humper there. That's better. Right, George, I think we've cracked it. Right, so got a nice gentle curve in there. Actually, just need to take a middle bit out of that middle because that's a bit flat in the middle. Then we want to curve it really. So just take a little bit more out of there. Right, that's better. So we'll spin this back now. And we'll get it sanded up. So we'll get that sanded up. So we will use the Simon Hope sander. Ouch, sharp edge on there.
Helps if you don't put your hand in the way.
So we're going to take this up to 240 and then we are going to Yorkshire grit this one. We're just going to check that, make sure we've got all our scratch marks out of it. So that was 180. No, sorry, that weren't 180. Was it 180? Yeah, it was 180. This is 240. Now, practice with these lives.
What are you going to do next week? We're going to have a meeting to keep you on track.
Yeah, I'll have to get professional in.
Right, I'm going. Don't get paid enough for this abuse.
Abuse.
No, don't get paid at all.
Love.
When?
All the time.
And who from?
Yeah. Alright, so that's 240 grit. Let's get it sanded and sealed. Put the super glue away. Shouldn't need that no more. So this is Chestnut Product Sand and Sealer. Thin 60/40. It's actually a bit thick because where it's been sat in the workshop it's evaporated a little bit. But normally a 60/40. Just give it a generous coat on the inside.
Ruby Claire's on.
Hi Ruby, hope you're well.
Kev said he got a new washing machine and a new chuck as well and a new hanging Dremel.
What, for Christmas?
Pete said I cut all the shavings out of a bowl yesterday just to practice. Wasn't enough bowl left to Yorkshire gritter.
I was just going to let that dry a little bit and then we're going to de-nib that.
Colin said that crack looked like it's opened up.
Aye.
Has it?
No, not really. It's only a practice piece and it's that'll be alright. I'll try to be on the fire anyway. Oops. I put it in my box for all my other pieces that I do that are got cracks in them.
Is that the wood box?
I've got a box in the cupboard where pieces that I've demoed with have got cracks in them.
Yeah, wood box.
Wood box.
Firewood. He said no, Steve, because he needed it.
What? Who's? Oh, right.
Kev,
Okay.
sorry.
Right, so Yorkshire Grit original. So, what camera are we on? That one. Let's put it back on that camera. So Yorkshire Grit original. So we're going to apply our Yorkshire Grit enough to cover our piece.
Andy and Lucy having a domestic now. Chucks are equally as important as a washing machine or new tumble dryer, Lucy. Lol.
So liberal amount of Yorkshire Grit. Put the product saver back on it, the lid, making sure that we don't get no dust in it or dirt in it. So we're going to run the load about 500 RPM. And then we're just gently going to maneuver our cloth that we applied our Yorkshire Grit with over our piece to allow the abrasive paste to start to sand that up to a nice 1000 grit. So spend 2 or 3 minutes working it in gently moving over the piece. Don't need to apply any pressure. If you're creating heat, then you're pushing too hard. So just gently going to speed up a little bit.
I've got one of them, Lucy. Says he who never washes, dries, or folds his clothes. The funny thing was,
you should buy a better washing machine and tumble dryer then. If I don't fold them.
I'll say to Steve, "Hey, can you take these clothes up?" So they'll be his work clothes, and I'll put them on the bed, and then I'll say to him, "You're not putting them away," and he'll go, "No, I'll just use them off the pile."
Yeah, well, that's a waste of energy putting them away when you're going to use them.
Don't use them in one day, though, love.
So you can see that all the dust is being held in the piece, which is the idea of Yorkshire grit. So it's a dust-free sand. So the minimum amount of sanding is required on sandpaper, so you don't get the dust everywhere. So we'll just speed up a little bit more. Just finish off the wax or the abrasive paste. And this should, if used correctly, give us a grit up to around about 1,000 grit.
No, Ruby, we didn't. And do you know what my mistake was? When I had time off to have Chloe, because I worked through the day. Steve worked through the day, and I just worked at night. When she was about 4 months old, I went back to work. My choice. I did everything through the day, so he didn't have to do anything. He could just look after her, and of course, made a real big rod for my back that time. Definitely did.
Well, you ain't got to worry about that because they're old enough to look after themselves. The girls I'm on about. The girls I'm on about.
Have you seen the state of their bedrooms?
Oh, that's nothing to do with us.
I have. I do draw the line now of. I try not to tidy them too much, but it's quite hard to.
So the idea of cleaning this off is you want to keep moving this over until the cloth comes off clean, and you know you've got all the excess residue or waxes or what you want to call it off the Yorkshire grit off your piece. So as you can see there, the tissue is clean. So now we have a nice smooth surface ready for our final finish, because Yorkshire grit is an abrasive paste and not a finish, so we need to put a finish over the top of that. So what we're going to do is going to go back to the Hampshire Sheen High Gloss Wax.
Pete said, before I married Lisa, I had a washing machine that everything on number 4, I could do mine and the kids' washing. Not my fault. She bought a new washing machine that don't have a number 4 on it anymore, so she has to do the washing.
Pete, I like your style. I like your style.
Andy put, if I do put things away, I always put them in the wrong place. And Lucy has to sort it out. So the simple answer is to cut out the middleman. Me, lol.
Right, so we're going to buff this up. Nice and gentle buffing.
Yeah, we could do with some advice, Michelle. Come on. Brian said, put your foot down, Lucy. Michelle could give you some help if you need it. Brian said, what kind of kitchen towel are you using? Just from B&M, innit?
B&M. It's actually called Ultra Thirsty.
Mm-hmm. 6 rolls for $2.50.
It's not a lot on a roll. That's what I will say. It's not a lot on a roll.
Wesley said, what kind? Oh no. Wesley said, my wife got a winner in me. I do my own laundry and put it away. Lucky woman. Kev said, has the Yorkshire grit took the CA discoloration off?
There wouldn't have been no discoloration on the wood because on the outside I CA'd it. No, I didn't. I sand and sealed it first, so the super glue couldn't penetrate into the wood. And on the inside, I put it on when it was still quite thick. So I've actually turned quite a bit off of it. So if you sand and seal your wood first, just put a light coat of sand and sealer over the wood. The super glue won't penetrate the bit of wood on the top surface. So when you turn it off, you will just take the excess super glue off. So just going to give that another coat of sand and not sand and sealer with wax. Again, you only need just enough wax to cover your piece, and I recommend anybody who uses the Hampshire Sheen products to go over and check out Martin's new website where he's done his 2-minute tutorials to explain how to use every product, well not every product, nearly every product that he sells. Can you put a link for the Hampshire Sheen? Oh, okay.
I've got time to do that. Brian said, looks a whole lot stronger than the little stuff he's using.
What's that?
That kitchen paper.
Come from B&N. Is it B&M?
Yeah, I just told him that.
All right.
You mind it?
Like I say, £2.50 for 6 rolls, but the rolls aren't very, very big. But for that sort of money.
Andy said he's just bought 48 rolls of cheaper kitchen towels, so I don't usually use his expensive one.
I tried the blue roll, and that I couldn't get on with that because that's scratched. So I went to kitchen roll instead.
I won't read that out, Andy. Right, let me see if I can find this.
Right, so that is where we're going for. Right, so what I'll do is I will turn the tenon off of that. I'm not going to do it now because no doubt I'll have to change the cold jaws. So I'll do it later on when we're finished because it's roughly an hour and a half. But that is roughly what we want. So let's get that out. Put that back in the drawer out of the way. Pete's just put it in.
All right, Pete. Clever ass.
Right, so there we go. This month's hashtag, just a basic bowl, just a natural bowl. Like I say, if you want to do natural edge, that's fine. But it's just a natural bowl, no texture, no colouring, no nothing. Just a natural finish on it with a bit of wax or something, or oil, or whatever you want to do. I will turn this off and I will put some pictures up on social media later on today. I might just re-wax that because that's got a bit of super glue on there that'll come off with a bit of rough. And get that finished. So other than that, that's this month's hashtag.
Michelle put, Brian put a wash on. It was dry in the middle. He put white, dark, and colour in one wash.
So there you go, just a natural bowl. That finished off being, that was a piece of 170, that's now 165, so we haven't wasted that much.
Not Holly.
And it's about 85mm deep, so nice and equal. It's fairly equal all the way through there, which is nice. And I would imagine the bottom will be about, I reckon the bottom will be about 5mm thick by the time we take the bottom off of it. But other than that, there you go, a nice little bowl. Let's get rid of that, we don't need that in there no more. So as always, they will, if you can get the pictures over to me, anybody who wants to take part, get the pictures over to me by 2 weeks from today, Nick? No, 2 weeks from last Friday, please. That orange squash tasted. So if you can get the pictures over to me by the 20th of January and send them to, Nicholas, they're going to type in the email address. I'll put my thirsty out of the way before it soaks all my moisture out of my drink. So if you can send any photographs of the hashtags you're going to do over to skkrafts@btinternet.com by the 20th of this month, then I will do a montage for the following Sunday, which would obviously be the 22nd, and we'll see your awesome work as always.
Brian said simple little bowl for crisps. Simple little bowl for a simple little person.
Simple. So there you go. Nice little job. Hashtag natural bowl. There you go. Well done, Brian. Thank you very much. No, crisps, Ruby. Chips are all greasy. We don't want to put chips in it.
I think she meant... Oh, perhaps she meant...
Americans call crisp chips, don't they?
Did you show last month's hashtag?
Did I? There weren't one last month. We didn't do one last month, did we? Did we?
I don't know.
Let me have a look. I can't remember. Did we do one for December?
Can't remember. Ask Brian. He knows.
Let me just check. Let's have a look. I have a look on my channel. We did off-centre turning. Yeah, we did. We did off-centre turning, didn't we? 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, Kev said off centre. Ward said off centre.
Yeah, so we did do it. Yes. Who asked that? Who asked if we showed it them?
Kev at 9K Creations.
All right. Yeah, it was off-centre turning, mate. Yes, it's on YouTube live. If anyone will go and see it, some really awesome work as always from you guys. I'm really amazed that you guys spend the time and have a go. The idea of the hashtag week was brought in not to any reason to make anybody's better than anybody else. It was about getting you in the workshop, having a go at something something different. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I come into the just it normally comes out of my ears, but it's coming out of my hair today. So the idea of the hashtag week was so it gives you guys something to go in the workshop and go, oh, I'm going to have a go at so-and-so, where I come in the workshop sometimes and I think, oh, what am I going to turn? Another bowl, a bit of spindle work, blah, blah, blah. But with the hashtag week, it was designed so you actually got something on purpose to go in and have a go at. And the idea is you shouldn't have to spend any money out for any items. It's all done by scrap wood that you got laying around. Doesn't matter how big, how small. Doesn't matter if you only turn a bowl that's 2 inches in diameter. It's about having a go. And if you get close enough with the camera, I look huge anyway, so it doesn't matter. So it's about having a go. So and you guys really, stood up or achieved that last year. As the year got on, we got more and more people taking part, and hopefully by the end of this year, we'll have even more people taking part. So it's great. So like I say, get your pictures over to me by the 20th. We will do a montage for the 22nd on the Sunday Lunchtime Live, and then as always, I will send them live. And put it on YouTube so everybody can see everybody's work. So gets everybody's work shown on the tube. So other than that, I think we're ready to go. So national hashtag natural bowl. As you've seen there, I'll get this finished and get some pictures on Facebook so people can have a look at it. Excuse me. Other than that, thank you very much for coming over and checking us or joining us. Thanks to all the new people coming over and joining us. Very much appreciate that. Hope you've enjoyed the channel. Hope to see you again. Don't forget, Pete's covering Terry's live tomorrow lunchtime. Brian's on tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Yeah, and they'll announce who's on the rest of the week after their live. So other than that, have a great rest of your weekend. Take care. Speak to you soon. And bye for now. Say bye, Nick.
Bye, Nick.
Bye, Nick. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
That's all, folks.